Today, we're breaking down the different types of hypogonadism. Not just your levels are low, but where in the hormone chain the problem actually is. Primary, secondary, and tertiary hypogonadism. So let's make this simple. I'm Mason with Live Oak Testosterone, and let's do a quick breakdown. Clear, clinical, and let's get to it. All right, Landon, hit the disclaimer. To understand low testosterone, you need the 10-second version of how testosterone is produced. It's a 3-step system called the hypothalamic pituitary testicular axis. Step 1, the hypothalamus releases GnRH. Step 2, GnRH tells the pituitary to release luteinizing hormone and FSH. Step 3, luteinizing hormone tells the testicles to make testosterone. FSH helps with sperm production. So break any step and testosterone drops. Simple. Primary hypogonadism means the problem is in the testicles. The pituitary is doing its jobs, but the testes aren't responding. So the labs look like this. You have low testosterone and you have high LH and FSH. The brain is yelling at your testicles. They're just not listening. So common causes of this are aging testicles, mumps, radiation, chemo, trauma, torsion, Klinefelters, alcohol toxicity, and in rare cases, permanent damage after anabolic steroid use. And so the treatment with primary hypogonadism will need testosterone therapy. No matter how much LH or FSH you try to stimulate, the testicles just can't keep up. If we're worried about fertility, you could use HCG and FSH, but the recovery is tougher here. And so now let's go to secondary hypogonadism. This time the testicles work, they're just not being told to. And so that issue relies upper, more in the pituitary. So the labs show low testosterone, low and low normal LH and FSH. And so this is probably the most common pattern we see. This can be caused by high prolactin levels, pituitary tumors, head trauma, opioids, SSRIs, steroids, obesity, sleep apnea, chronic stress, hemochromatosis, and of course, exogenous testosterone shutting down that signal. And so that kind of gives me some insight that a guy may have experimented with something if his levels are undetectable or on the super low end. And so the treatment is, if there is a cause that can be fixed, you just fix that cause upstream. Get the prolactin down, treat sleep apnea, address obesity, try and do pain management other than opioids if possible, reduce your stress load. And if fertility is the goal, again, you probably will need HCG and FSH. But if fertility is not the goal, then again, testosterone becomes appropriate. And once the reversal causes are handled, we're just going to put you on testosterone. You may still need testosterone to even start the reversal of obesity and those other problems, but ultimately testosterone is the goal. Tertiary hypogonadism is even higher up in the chain. The hypothalamus isn't releasing GnRH, and on labs it looks a lot like secondary hypogonadism, low testosterone, low normal LH and FSH. And so this is tough. Sometimes context helps you tell them apart. You know, is that chronic stress, high cortisol, extreme dieting, overtraining, chronic illness, opioids, genetic conditions like Kalman's, brain injuries, but really treatment is about the same. Reduce stress, fix nutrition, improve sleep, treat underlying illnesses, and once stable, testosterone can be considered. Or if they're symptomatic and struggling, we're just going to put testosterone on board and try and fix them on the back end. It's just dependent on how severe his symptoms are that he presents with. So here's the fast version. Primary hypogonadism is a testicle problem. This results in low testosterone, high LH and FSH. Testosterone usually required. Secondary or tertiary hypogonadism is a brain signal problem. Still low T and low to normal luteinizing hormone, FSH, and if you want, you can work on fixing underlying causes first. Still, the end result is typically testosterone therapy, but if there is an underlying cause that can be addressed and fixed, it can prolong testosterone therapy. Or even if it is a lot of the chronic stress, poor sleep, poor nutrition, that kind of stuff, we bring testosterone on board, and so now you feel better to even start working on these, and you're going to get more out of your testosterone. So I really just wanted to bring this in just for some education, just to show that low testosterone isn't a one-size-fits-all. The reason the levels drop determines the treatment. Really, the end treatment, a lot of them is still testosterone, but if you have a good clinician, they'll be able to help whether you're in primary or secondary or tertiary hypogonadism. Secondary and tertiary is pretty hard to distinguish. It's typically just primary versus secondary. But if you're in Texas and you need expert care, including telehealth, Live Oak Testosterone can help across the entire state. Hit like and subscribe and drop your questions below, and I'll help break them down clinically and clearly.